But Aura needs to coordinate it properly, right? If the time journey comes in late, if the Furious Dive or the Petrify gets in towards that Feather Airstrike first, it is still going to be quite a disaster for Aura. Alter Ego, last pick, up against this composition. You need someone mobile. Irithel is just an answer that I want to go for. A safer pick would be the Brody, though.
Would the Clog make a bit more sense here? I mean... Oh, wow. No. Whoa, what?
None of it makes sense. They go for the Batrix up against the dive comp. They're saying, hey, we'll try to do that. We'll try to pick up a Batrix.
Yeah, Kabuki couldn't do it. Let's see if Nino can. I mean, Nino has said again and again, this is what he likes doing, right? Proving the other gold in a wrong, showing them how it's done.
And Nino is so good at that kiting game, right? He's able to go in a 1v4 situation and come out alive. I think if anyone has the skills to achieve that, it's going to be Nino in this sense. And Aura Fire, sure, they do have a really good disengage with the Diggy, but Alter Ego, on the other hand, has so much crowd control, right, that they have to think about.
Man, and we need to ask the question, who's going to the gold lane? Is it a Paquito or is it the Benedetta? I personally think, wow, okay, so Paquito's going to go to the XP lane and Kabuki's going to be on the Benedetta. Funnily enough, the Benedetta was Nino's signature pick back in Season 8
You're
in
right.
the gold lane. So, Beatrix, Kabuki's signature pick. They're trading here, and they want to show who is the better gold laner. It's a battle of the gold lane. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the Land of Dawn for the battle for match points in the first match of the playoffs.
How will this actually pan out? This is something that we haven't seen in quite a while as well. And Kabuki on Benedetta, will he be able to lane well against someone like the Beatrix with better range?
Oof. I mean, range is a big factor, especially in the laning phase, right? So how it plays out, it will depend, because Benedetta, I think, has a lot more flexibility in how he wants to approach the laning phase. But as far as the aggression in the early game, with the Paquito, with the Benedetta, and the Ling, right? I think Aura Fire will have a lot more ways to try and go aggressive. But Alter Ego later on, they have the advantage of having a proper front line. So without the Diggy, if they can bait out the time journey somehow, I think Alter Ego has it.
Is this the first time that Godiva's picked up someone like the Diggy?
Yeah, I mean...
I think it is.
From what I can remember, I've never seen Godiva on a Diggy. So, again, both teams are stepping out of their comfort zone. High already going to go for the invade. Leo Murphy with the Stampede, looking for a play here. Retribution is available for Sully Boy, and High is actually the one who gets it. Time of the Blaze popped in. Leo Murphy forced to flicker out. High gets out. Alarm Bomb almost taking Leo Murphy down. But just like in Game 1 and 2, it's Aura Fire with the early aggression.
Man, we saw that this pick, right, this strategy with a Diggy, we have seen that it can be countered by an S10, but unfortunately for Alter Ego, they have already put in their roamer pick, so it's an option they can't really explore. Right now, they're just forced to deal with the mobility, the burst coming in from the fighters and the assassins. This is similar to game number 1. Having a lot more fighters and fighters generally allows you to be a lot more aggressive, and if Alter Ego fall behind, that will mean a lot of dives coming in from Aura Fire, I think.
You're right. I mean, right now, Aura Fire, you can see that they are ahead a little bit in terms of that gold. They're able to maneuver around the waves a lot better right now, as we can see there in the top side as well. But talent by Axe, it seems like
it's a flip.
Papulong is the only person who opted for the Alter Ego here this time around, but Pai.
Oh, gonna get chunked low. Called Alter already placed in with the Black Dragon form, so this is gonna be a massive advantage as Fluffy cancels out the real world manipulation. Petrify popped in, but that's gonna be the Tempest of Blades with the time journey to actually disengage. High jumping in with the blades, looking for some damage. That's gonna be the reverse time, bringing it back. Stellar Boy comes in with the heavy spin. He's able to survive. That's a kill over towards Face Hugger. Pai jumps in onto High, looking for a trade back once again. Only a 1-for-1 XP for Jungler. Who wins that out in the end, Arashi?
I think all things considered, we were talking about how the early game is favoring Aura Fire, so I think Alter Ego comes out on top, but of course, Kabuki comes down to join the party, and overall, I really think that given the context, given the circumstances, Alter Ego came out on top in that engagement.
The problem is Teleboy was taken down, so neither of them actually wanted to commit onto the turtle. Aura Fire was so low that they didn't want to overcommit either. Both teams playing it very, very safely, as once again, Aura Fire already on the turtle.
High has the blades. Feather Airstrike popped in. Stelly Boy does not want to go for this. A bit too risky. They're just going to give it over to Aura Fire. That's the turtle taken. by Aura, presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series. As in this gold lane, this is what you're going to see. Kabuki is going to constantly shove the waves in so that he can rotate around the map with the Benedetta mobility. But here, we're also going to take a look at the emblems, Zarashi.
Free Festival of Blood, so they're aiming to make it a very bloody game. Demon Slayer for both junglers, but I think we already agreed that having a more utility jungler usually, right, ends up with more of those objectives secured. In the poke department though, the Yve gonna have a bit more damage coming in compared to that magic shop from the side of Facehugger, but now there's a lot of damage from Alter Ego. The time journey though is clutch, but now Orifire won't have it available for any aggressive plays.
I mean, still 70 seconds left until that neutral objective hits, and Boy still being very aggressive here in game number 3. Luckily, he wasn't taken down, because that would have been a complete disaster for Alter Ego. Very similar to game 1 and game number 2. 50 seconds left on the clock as Kabuki caught in a 2v1 situation.
Ooh, man, they sacrificed so much to actually go onto that top side, man. Yutong, Pai was in that top side, and the entirety of that turret shield has been taken away by Fluffy. He also has a gold lead here, and this is not really going to be good for the Yutong. What is good about the Yuzong, though, is the new Exorcist skin. You guys can go ahead and check it out because, look, it's been amazing, right? Oh my god, look at the effects. When Pai got the triple kill when he was 1v4ing, Aura got scared because of the skin, man. But now, Feather Airstrike popped in up top. Kabuki has the damage to actually follow it through. But there's not going to be enough. Alter Ego are able to maneuver themselves out of that lane. And Kabuki's going to go for a cheeky cut.
5 minutes has elapsed here in game number 3. And if we're talking about that mid-game, who do you think it favors?
I think the mid-game absolutely favors Orifire, just because more burst damage, more mobility, right? Having 2 assassins essentially and 1 fighter is going to have give them a lot more advantage when it comes to those weird skirmishes, which happens in the mid-game. Later on though, with 2 fighters of their own, with the Yutong and the Akai, there's a lot of crowd control available. I think, like you mentioned in the beginning of the game, the main man here that decides how the fight goes is going to be Godiva on the digging. When the time journey gets popped up is going to be critical in deciding who comes out on top.
I think it's a very good time to actually talk a little bit about why we went for Orifire. Most of us, except for Pop Pulung, right? But on the bottom side, we're going to talk about this first. Black Dragon form popped in by Pai, but he's not going to be able to defend his bottom side tier 1. It's going to fall to the hands of Aura, top side again. So, why did we go for good snipe by Nino?
Yikes.
What a good read as well, man. He just grabbed that shot out of nowhere, just like you guys can grab food out of nowhere with the 90% discount code grb.to/MPL. You can also scan the QR code. But again, let's talk about why we predicted Aura. Because for me, it's been because of that wave control, right? With the Benedetta, that's a winning lane. With Fluffy on the Paquito up against the Yutong as well, Yutong does have quite a bit of trouble there. And they're just able to control every single neutral objective with that.
And you can see even the disparity in the level between Hai as well as Boy. Hai is a level, almost 2 actually, levels ahead of Boy, and you can see the difference when it comes down to that wave clear, as now we can take a look at all the items here in the 7th minute.
Nino with the BOD will be a bit of a menace, especially if Orifire wants to risk getting in the fights with low HP, because if you're lower than 50% HP, that's where the BOD really spikes up in value. Diggy rushing the Radiant Armor though, Godiva really respecting the potential for Yve to force out the time journey defensively, right? And the Hunter Strike and the Bloodlust Axe on the hands of Kabuki. This is what we've seen in Season 8, I believe, a lot. The fighter in the gold lane just making sure that the marksman doesn't get any chance to play at all. As we mentioned earlier, I do think the main difference is that with the Cult Altar, the damage from Orifire isn't exactly ultimate reliant. So even if you initially get saved by the Cult Altar, Orifire can just stick around and take you out afterwards as well. I think that's the main issue. And with the Diggy, with the time journey available, I think that's the main key factor in ensuring that Orifire are the ones that dictate how the fights are going to go.
At this stage, we're going to see Hai trying to push the lane in the bottom side, trying to send a member from Alter Ego down so they can set up for this next turtle properly. Facehugger still doesn't have his ultimate, so that's something that they need to consider as Alter Ego Esports. I don't think... Or maybe they are going to look to contest, but Fluffy doing a very good job at zoning it.
Boy, though, gonna get chunked very low. Final blow to the back line since Kabuki does so much damage onto Udil, onto everyone to execute as well. The Cult Altar falls to Kabuki. Black Dragon formed by Pi, looking for the steal once again. The Miracle Play does not happen for Pi. He's able to get out of the Furious Dive, but the Tempest Blaze comes in from High, who is able to find the Retribution. Fluffy in the midst of it all, still able to survive. Nino looking for the kill, taking it. Nino taking low, flickering out. Kabuki looking for Leo Murphy, but High picks it up. Udil still able to run for now. Kabuki doesn't want to leave it back. Eye for an eye. Oh my god, the snipes did not connect, but Udil's able to actually escape. It's a 2-for-1, but the Lord goes over to Aura.
4,000 gold lead. In addition to that, as now Aura Fire, with the space that they have, they're going to be able to get a turret in that mid side as well as take away the blue buff away from Sully Boy.
Not ideal for Alter Ego, but they do get trades, right? And when you're on the back foot, any kind of trade is essentially beneficial. Nino especially picks up a kill, Udil as well. So all things considered, not the worst of scenarios. The longer the game goes, the more Aura Fire needs to be a bit more careful with how they want to engage. The members simply will be too tanky to get bursted down in such a decisive fashion like in the previous fight.
Let's see, man. Looking at this right now again, right? Aura Fire, they got the Lord, but because Alter Ego got the favorable trade, in terms of just the kills, they are actually able to clear out the waves. Only one tier 2 fell in that Lord power play. And now, we're going to see how Aura Fire uses this 5,000 gold lead, because exactly like you put it, Arashi, the later the game goes, the scarier Udil and Nino gets.
That's going to be a huge problem, as now we are in the 10th minute, and this is where it's going to get very important, right? How are they itemizing against one another as Alter Ego Esports continue to scale?
Sally Boy picking up the Antiquaras this early in the game is absolutely value, man. It lowers the attacker's physical attack every time you hit up to, I think, four stacks for up to like 7 physical defense. So picking that up against a Ling, a Benedetta, as well as a Paquito on Fluffy, I think that's gonna make Sully Boy a lot more tanky, especially because Facehugger won't be focusing his damage onto Sully Boy of all people.
Feather Airstrike again though popped in, and this is what the Farsa really, shines at. That zoning, that poking with the Feathered Airstrike. And to add on to that, the fact that they have such a massive goal lead means that he's going to be able to burst a whole lot of that backline down. So Alter Ego need to be very careful on their positioning. Damage dealt by Axe. Wow, Nino, even though he's not really an early game hero, he's been bullied this game, still #1.
In that previous fight, he was just hitting again and again with that Nibiru. So I think it makes a lot of sense. And Sully Boy now with a heavy spin, he will be able to find Fluffy.
Oh, they're gonna go for the collapse here. I don't think this is gonna work out. For the airstrike popping in, Sully Boy gonna lose his life, but no! The Cult Altar comes in. Real World Manipulation also popped in. Oh, the snipe from Nino! Oh my goodness, that was nasty by Nino! And he goes for another. It's a double kill. The #1 in the damage dealt by Axe. Absolutely styling here in the 11th minute.
2 members taken down for the price of none at this stage as Alter Ego Esports once again being able to pick up the tempo, taking away a little bit of momentum that Aura Fire have built for themselves. And now, Kabuki, he might be caught in a bad position.
Oh, eye for an eye, does not matter! Nino again! He goes in for another snipe. Just barely out of range there. What happened to Nino?
He just has all the space in the world to try and deal damage right now, especially because Aura got baited, and now Godiva will be the next kill picked up by Nino yet again. 5-0. Lord is on the table with 2 members down for Aura Fire.
Jeez.
What? Nino, come on. How many kills in a row was that? How many consecutive kills
4
in a row? Like now he's sitting at 5-0-1 here in the 12th minute as now they're going to collapse on the next neutral objective. Facehugger trying to open that Feather Airstrike, but unfortunately, gonna be able to just buy a little bit more time for them as that mid lane is going to be crashing in favor of Aura Fire. But my oh my, Alter Ego. This is what we were talking about, right? We were fearing that power spike that could start to hit. And now Aura Fire, they're starting to feel it.
They are just struggling to try and find that pick-off because everyone's grouping up together and the Cult Altar is just getting a lot more value. Aura Fire needs to try and space out their damage a bit more here. Maybe Feather Airstrike first and then an Electro Final Blow or a Tempest of Blades, because right now the Cult Altar is being used as such an opportune moment for the side of Alter Ego, and they go for this contest yet again.
Aura are looking to sneak this Lord. 2 levels ahead of Selly Boy. Real world inflation popped in. He'll spin this round. They're gonna go for it. High wins out the retry battle. Cult Alter clutch to help Selly Boy. Meanwhile, what happened? Nino was able to take Kabuki down. Pi again in the midst of it all is able to win a 1v3. Still surviving. Finally falls. Man, what are these side laners of Alter Ego made of?
2-for-1 trade for Alter Ego Esports, and even before this matchup began, the main highlight for this matchup against Aura and Alter Ego is the fact that both of these teams have really strong side lanes, and you can see it actually go into fruition as Fluffy! Is he gonna get taken down?
Oh my god, the name of the game right now is finding Nino for Aura Fire. It hasn't happened, not a single time, he's still deathless.
He flickered forward in that last fight. What? He almost got taken out and he pops the Wind of Nature at the exact moment. They are playing so crazy, so recklessly, and it's paying off. This is the Alter Ego that people are expecting.
7-0-1 on Nino right now, and it's just so insane to see. I mean, the Beatrix has got to be one of his power picks at this stage, right?
We have seen that he has mentioned that he is confident on that Beatrix. When it was meta, he was able to use it to great effect, but right now, he is showing Kabuki how it's done.
This is absolutely crazy, right? Because again, we went for Aura Fire in the draft. We predicted Aura Fire because of how well they were able to play around the neutral objectives early on. And usually for Aura, when they get such a massive goal lead in the start, they're not a team that lets go of it that easily. So it's super impressive by Alter Ego right now. The fact that they are able to turn it around.
Right, I mean, we saw it in game number 1, right? They have the advantage. They don't let Alter Ego get any moments at all. It was a 0-kill game for Alter Ego, I believe. So we thought that was going to be the same story, but right now, look at the items. Nino is on a full inventory slot. He has the Has Claws as well, so his sustain is going to be a lot healthier as Conceal is being popped by Aura Fire. They're going to go for it.
Again, it's Nino. He's able to flicker out. He is able to dish out the damage. It is a disaster for Aura. Black Dragon formed by Pi onto Kabuki and the Petrify, and Nino again picking up the kill, looking for the snipes to secure a triple kill, but Udo says no, you've had enough kills, it's time for my kill, alright? It's mine.
Oh, Fluffy versus Pi!
What's going on? This game, how did Alter Ego turn it around? How did Aura Fire let go of the 5,000 gold lead? Alter Ego might go for the one straight push on the bottom side with the minions that they have. Buffy wants to go for a miracle play, but he's gonna get knocked up. He's gonna get chain CC'd. His immortality falls. Nino again picks up a legendary. Buffy is able to prolong the game, but Alter Ego. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh no. They might be going for something here. Godiva spawn in the back. He's gonna go for the reverse time right now, but look at that. It's still Godiva taken down for nothing.
Oh man. I mean, Fluffy bought enough time for Aura Fire to come back, because that would have been a disaster if Alter Ego Esports could have ended that with a one straight push. We do see the beauty of High being on the lane, being able to mobilize around the map, look for counter split pushes all across the board, as now Alter Ego Esports, they're going to be the first ones to set up for the Lord with two-man advantage.
Oh my god, what is that damage? Feather Airstrike took away almost all of Nino's HP, but Facehugger, he popped this Feather Airstrike in a very open position. Kabuki on the Benedetta is not going to survive the damage coming in from Nino. High isn't. Oh, what the hell? High!
Huh?
Again!
High stole the Lord?
Saving the game for Aura Fire against all odds.
What a steal from High, man. Some way, he was just able to get in there and get that retribution, but Alter Ego, they want vengeance, they want to punish him for that play.
Is it going to be enough, Mirko?
And this is the siege for Alter Ego.
Alter Ego in the base. High gonna get shredded down by Nino's Nibiru. Nibiru's passion popped in. Facehugger responding in 5 seconds. Lord gonna be micromanaged by Alter Ego. Every single wave cut here except that top side. Alter Ego wants to look for an end with a 2-man advantage, but they might not be able to go for this. Kabuki spawning in 2. Aura Fire. High save the game. But wait a minute, Feather Airstrike popped in there, doing so much damage. But look at Nino, focused on Nino. He's able to dish out so much damage in the back line right now as Pi jumps in, buying the time! Nino! What the heck? Gets the snipe onto Kabuki. He's able to kite away. He's full HP. That's a double kill for the Wonder Boy. Nino looking for more, looking for the end. The real world manipulation comes in as Nino targets the base. He's able to maneuver all around as he goes for it. Fluffy trying to survive, trying to save the game once again. A double kill picked up, but it's Nino with the legendary. He secures match point for Alter Ego.
In the end, the defense was not enough, and now
What the heck?
2 points for Alter Ego Esports against Aura Fire. That was an insane game, guys.
Did Beatrix get nerfed? Oh my god, that did what
Not
the
for
heck?
Nino.
Did Nino fall a single time in that game? I think
No.
he's sitting on 0 deaths
Jeez.
against 3 fighters, 2 assassins, essentially. What is going on?
I don't know, man. Like, we gave Aura Fire that Hydra nickname, but now Alter Ego,
Yeah.
they're starting to deserve it. If Pi doesn't pop off, Nino does here in the 3rd game, and who's gonna pop off next here in the 4th game?
Holy moly, that... Did you